Yo, what is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy Samora back at it again with another episode of Nation Take, where I take some of your hottest takes and I talk about it in the video. But before I get started, if this is the first time you're coming across my channel and you're a fan of the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. If you guys want to be an exclusive member of the channel, then hit that join button down below right next to that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get started with the video. Cue the intro.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
So my very first take comes from Fernando Villanueva. He asks, would you take Jaylen Waddle if he's available with the 17th overall pick? To keep it short and simple with you, hell nah to the nah. I don't care if Kyle Pitts is there, Jamar Chase is there, Devonta Smith is there. Any of those guys are there. I'm not taking a wide receiver or an offensive weapon like that in the first round. We need to address our defense. And I don't know why people think we should get a wide receiver. If we do want to address the wide receiver position, then why not wait till later on in the draft, somewhere around the 5th or 6th round, you know, one of those last 3 picks, then I'd be fine with that. But in the first round, that's a big no from me. There's bigger fish to fry in this year's draft. I don't care if the second coming of Jerry Rice and Tim Brown is sitting there at 17. I'm still not taking them. If you look at our team last season, our offense was not the problem. Derek Carr was definitely not the problem. Even though we didn't have a wide receiver 1 last season, well, I mean, you could say Darren Waller was a wide receiver 1 disguised as a tight end, but still, we didn't have a number 1 wide receiver, and we still did good. Nelson Aguilar balled out. Henry Ruggs showed flashes. Bryan Edwards was a bit banged up last season. So going into this season, I think we're okay with the wide receivers we already have on the team. Our defense was the thing holding us back last season. There was 3 games off the top of my head that I always think about, that we could have won if our defense made 1 more stop, and we would have been a playoff team, and we wouldn't even be talking about getting offensive weapons. So Fernando, sorry, I would not get a wide receiver. Our wide receiver room right now is already filled up. We already got John Brown, Willie Snead, we got Zay Jones, Hunter Renfrow, Bryan Edwards, Henry Ruggs. Need I go on? The only offensive position I wouldn't mind the Raiders addressing in the first round would be on the offensive line, more specifically the right tackle position. Other than that, we need to draft the best player available on the defensive side. For me, it would be the linebacker position. I know a lot of people would say, go get a defensive tackle, go get a cornerback, go get a safety. Nah, bro. I'm sticking with the linebacker position. Someone that is versatile and can command the defense, I would want to address that in the first round. But that's just me. Raider Nation, would you guys draft Jaylen Waddle if he's sitting there at 17? Hopefully, you guys have, some common sense and say no, because if you guys don't, then I'm going to have to question you guys just a little bit. The next take comes from Richard Rosales. His hot take is, Josh Jacobs will be the rushing leader this season. I mean, Richard, I like your optimism here, and I'm an optimistic person. But to be honest with you, I just don't see it happening. Not because Kenyon Drake is here, but because Josh Jacobs has never been that back to carry the load 100% of the time like a guy like Derrick Henry does at Tennessee. And Jacobs is such a physical runner that he needs some plays off just to recover a bit. That's why we've seen so much of Devontae Booker last season. That's why he got so much PT. Not only that, Jacobs can't even break one to the house unless it's like 20 or 30 yards out. He doesn't have that breakaway speed to, get past defenders. And I feel like anytime he gets past the second level, there's always going to be somebody that's going to catch him because, again, he doesn't have that breakaway speed. Realistically, if you said that he would be in the top 10, I would say yes. Definitely he would be in the top 10. Last season, he had a down year, and he was still ranked 8th in the league in rushing yards with 1,065 yards. And in his rookie season, he ranked 8th as well, rushing for 1,150 yards, and that's missing 3 games. But as far as saying, the leading rusher of the league, I'm going to have to say no. I don't see it happening, but hopefully I'm wrong about that. So the next take comes from Carlos Jr. He asks, what do you predict this season's record is going to be for the Raiders? Now, I know it's a little bit too early to predict it because we still got the NFL draft, but as we sit right now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. The Raiders will go 17-0. Okay, I'm just fucking with you guys. Now, okay, we know that the official schedule doesn't come out till May 12th, so I know I'm going to come out with another prediction there, a more realistic prediction. But let's take a step back real quick. Looking at last season, we did real well on the road, going 6-2. But playing at home in Vegas, we did really horrible, only going 2-6. But we got to change that narrative this season, especially now that the Raider Nation is going to be filled in Allegiant Stadium. I think it's going to change just a bit. And this is a make it or break a year for John Gruden and his Raiders team. We got to make the playoffs, and I believe that we will make the playoffs. So right now, I'm just going to look at all of our opponents, home and away, and just give you guys my quick prediction of whether we're going to lose or win that game, realistically. And I'm not trying to be biased here. I do think that the Raiders are going to be much, much better in 2021. I'm going to start off with our home games. Obviously, we have the AFC West. So Denver at home, we take the W. KC at home, we take the W. We got the Chargers at home, no problem. Give me that W. Now, our first loss is going to be here against Baltimore. Going against Cincinnati, I'm going to give us a W. Going against Miami, I'm going to give us another L. Against the Washington football team, I'm going to give us an L. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, yo, why are we going to take an L against them? Man, they got a really good defense over there, and I feel like one of these games we got to lose. Now, the only game that we all know for certain the Raiders are going to play on the last week of the season is going to be against the Chicago Bears at home in Allegiant Stadium, where well, Khalil Mack is going to be in town. And what do I give the Raiders? I give the Raiders a big fat W. So we will be going 6-3 at home, which I think realistically could happen. Now, looking at our away games, again, we're going to start off with the AFC West. Now, in Denver, I have the Raiders taking a W. Against Kansas City, I have the Raiders taking an L. Now, I know that we beat them last season in Kansas City, but it's a hard place to play in, and I don't see the Raiders doing it every single season. So I'm taking an L here. Against the Chargers in LA, it's just another home game for the Raiders, so that's another W. At Cleveland, we've been doing well at Cleveland, especially last season in horrible weather, so I'm giving us another W. In Dallas, I'm going to give the Raiders a W. In Indiana, I'm going to give us an L. In New York against the Giants, I'm giving us a W. And last but not least, against Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, we're taking an L. So for my final record, I have the Raiders sitting at 11-6. I feel like that would be enough for the Raiders to get into the postseason, and we would have to win 10 or 11 games if we want to have any chance of making it to the playoffs. So Raider Nation, what do you guys think our record will be in 2021? Let me know down in the comments below. So my last take comes from Javier Carrillo. He asked, do you think that if Micah Parsons fall past the 10th pick, the Raiders would trade up to get him? No, I don't think the Raiders would trade up to get Micah Parsons. If he fell to us, which would be a slim chance, but a realistic chance, then I think that's a no-brainer for the Raiders. But trading up to get him, I don't see it happening. The Raiders never been known under John Gruden or Mike Mayock to trade up in either of these drafts. But the only teams that I do feel like we should worry about before us that could possibly pick up Micah Parsons would be the Detroit Lions, the Denver Broncos, and maybe the Minnesota Vikings. If I'm sitting in the GM's shoes at the 17th pick, I would just wait for the draft to just come to me. And if Micah Parsons is not there, I would get my next best available guy, would be Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And if he's not there, then I move on to the next best player available on the defensive side. But to quickly answer your take, I don't see the Raiders trading up at all for Micah Parsons or trading up at all to grab anybody else. If they do, then that would surprise me as well as the rest of the Raider Nation. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today on this episode of Nation Take. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. Again, if you guys love the Las Vegas Raiders and you enjoy content just like this one, then hit that subscribe button and hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. And don't forget, Raider Nation, on Thursday night, I'm going to be going live for the draft, and I'm going to go live with a lot of other Raider content creators, and we're just going to have a Nation Draftathon and just have fun, talk Raiders, talk draft, and just kick it with a lot of different people. And you guys should tune in for that because we're going to have a good time. So until the next video, this is your boy, Some More Raider, and your boy is, yeah.